Tuesday of the 34th week in Ordinary Time Reflection. I, John, looked, and behold, a white cloud, and seated on the cloud one like Son of Man, with a golden crown on his head, and a sharp sickle in his hand. The sickle is important. It is to reap the harvest, my dear friends. We normally, in the salvation history, people of Israel was compared to a vineyard. This image of vineyard is always in the Bible. So even in John chapter 15, Jesus is taking the same image of the vine and the branch. The Lord is speaking about a sickle there, a knife there, a dagger to prune and to cut off the branches which does not bear fruit. So that pain is different. Pain of separation and pain of pruning. It's important that we stick to the vine as a branch. So end of time, of course, Revelation, book of Revelation, it's a time of persecution, where John is seeing this apocalyptic vision. I mean, life after death. How the Lord is going to reward the pain. Your pain will never go down drain. So that's exactly why now this sickle is there. And another angel came out of the temple, calling with a loud voice to him, and sat at the cloud. Put in your sickle and reap. The hour to reap has come. Now the harvest. Now the harvesting time. So it's separating you from the land. That's exactly the same image is brought in Jesus' parable, where he says, we have plenty of harvest. We need workmen. We need farmers to harvest the harvest. We need. So that's the process. And he says, so he who sat on the cloud swung his sickle across the earth, and the earth was reaped. Then another angel came out of the temple in heaven, and he too had a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar, an angel who had authority over the fire, and he called with loud voice to the one who had the sharp sickle, put in your sickle and gather the clusters from the vine of the earth, and its grapes are ripe. So those who are connected, they'll become the harvest. Those who are disconnected, they are just destroyed. So it's time to harvest. And put in your sickle and gather the. And so the angel swung his sickle across the earth and gathered the grapes harvest of the earth and threw it into the great wine press of the wrath of God. So wine press is a tank where you put all the wine and press. So wrath of God. So that wrath is one thing very positive in that way. So you're being crushed to get the juice. That's how your earthly life would be meaningful. So whether you are connected or not, pain is part of it. So that's exactly where the people they were in the gospel, some were speaking of the temple, how it was adorned with noble stones and offerings. And Jesus said, as for these things that you see, the day will come when there will not be left here one stone upon another, and that will not be thrown down. So there, what they have built on the world will be broken, shattered. That's exactly, of course, Jesus is speaking about it in approximately 33 AD. And in 70 AD, Emperor Titus destroys the temple completely with an invasion. So, teacher, when will these things be, and what will be the sign? Then these things are about to take place. When these things are about to take place. And he said, see that you are not led astray, for many will come in my name, saying, I am here, and the time is at hand. Do not go after them. So the time is not important for you. Your focus should be somewhere else. What you should be doing. Be connected and bear fruit. So that fruit will be reaped. Like Nero and all the other emperors killed, persecution is kind of reaping. So it's also kind of crushing to get the wine. In your life also the same. So get the best out of you. You have to go through mill. There's no other way. For other people, he speaks about the destruction of the temple, and in the same time he says, I'm the temple and you are the temple of God. That destruction is with meaning. For those who are not connected, that pain is a curse. But then for us it's pruning and crushing to get the best. That's the difference, my dear friends. Then he says, see that you are not led astray. For many will come in my name, saying, I am here, and the time is at hand. Do not go after them. And when you hear of wars and turmoils, and do not be terrified. Now things would happen in that way. The pain, destruction, tarnishing of your plans and everything, it's part of it. There's no other way. And these things must first take place. So it's the life. In the world, you cannot have a life without any struggle. It's part. That sickle is, but then always take it from the Lord's hand. Do not ever allow anyone to destroy you. You belong to Him. So all the struggle that you go through is with meaning. It's pruning, it's crushing, grinding. That's part of life. So those who love Him will bear that pain happily, joyfully. Then He said to them, nations will rise against nation, the kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes, and in various places famines and pestilences, and there will be terror, great signs from heaven. It's how our plans are crushed. My dear friends, it's important to understand the reality of life. We are here for a temporary time, for a momentary happiness. Don't ever throw the life everlasting, happiness, joy everlasting. So it's for you to experience that there. You have to go through struggle. There is no other way. So always see that vision of that sickle in His hand. See that vision of that winepress in His plan. So He will crush you. He will reap that harvest. So what you belong, now you belong to this world for the moment. You will be harvested, and you as a crop, you are being taken and given to the Lord. For what? To crush. Get the flour out of it. To make bread to nourish others. And that is the exact meaning. That wine depicts the joy. That wine should come when you are crushed, my dear friends. So when the temple is broken, that's their grandeur, that's their pride, and the Lord will crush it. He will break your pride also. He will crush your plan also. Always remember, what matters is your connection. What matters is that you become His servant to do the will. Not my will, Lord, thy will be done. That should be your prayer. So when things won't happen in your way, don't worry. Just stick to His plan. Lord will love you always. And be in that plan of love. Be patient and hold on. Be joyful in the pain that you go through. Amen. May God bless you.